ZvZ specific, but that's kind of what we were focusing on today. So that'd be awesome. Deities wants to know, why doesn't Artosis make fun of you anymore?
He learned better. I don't know. I don't know. Me and Dan don't really talk much anymore. I think he's just completely forgotten about me.
Alright, so here's a question. What do I do if I go Speedling Baneling and he opened up with roaches, and per your advice I drone up and have map control, but then they come out with a quick Roach Baneling push?
You're probably not getting roaches at the right time. Like it's only like a 5 or 6 drone advantage, and then you're just gonna switch right into roaches.
Okay, so when you establish that map control, you're literally building just a handful of drones, 1 inject worth of drones, and then you're going to roach.
Yep. Yeah, that's all you can really safely do.
Alright, I Hate Zerg wants to know if it's a good idea to 15 hatch to a gold expansion. I'm going to preemptively say no, it's a terrible idea.
Yeah. It's pretty risky. And a good player will scout the timing. You know, they'll say, okay, well, he doesn't have any units in his pools late. You know?
You know what? I lost a ZvZ the other day because I was like, I'm going to trick him and I'm going to go pool first, but I'm going to do it really late so that he thinks I went hatch first. And then turns out he was doing the same thing, except he did go hatch first at the goal, and I didn't scout it. So
yeah, that could be bad.
So I'm bad. Anyway. Rizzle says, I have trouble while doing a fast expand on Metalopolis. When the enemy goes for a quick roach push, he can just run around the spines or just pick them off one by one. Is it a problem with his Sim City or what?
Yeah, you really need to kind of, you know, maps like Metalopolis, Solnaga Caverns, where you have a very wide expansion. They can attack from many different angles. You kind of need to be relying on more than just the spine crawlers to hold off the push. You need Zerglings as well. And so, you know, generally I'll kind of see it coming because it takes such a long time for the slow roaches to get to your base, and be massing Zerglings before they even get there.
Okay. What's the best way to quickly pull Zerglings away from your main group? Say you have 12 Zerglings on one hotkey. What's the best way to quickly pull out Zerglings to attack Banelings?
Shift deselect. You're just going to be... What I generally do, ZvZ, is I'll pull my Zerglings far enough away to where I can right-click a Baneling, and it takes a few seconds for them to actually get there. You know, hold shift, deselect 2 Zerglings, and then run the Zerglings back away from the Baneling, and then only the 2 Zerglings will go ahead and attack that Baneling.
Alright. What if the other guy opens roaches and only builds about 3, blocking his ramp and then going back to droning or teching?
Yeah. I was going to go over that with you a little bit. You know, you can take advantages if you know for a fact that your opponent is going roach as well. You know, you would just start droning. There's not a whole lot you can really do to punish that until you actually get roach speed and things like that. So it's a good thing to do if you scout them early enough. It's just an advantage that you can take, but you know, that's kind of why you want to block your ramp with your initial 4 Zerglings, prevent them from scouting so they don't actually know. But yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do if you know you can do it.
It's part of the give and take of the game, I guess.
Yep.
Alright, one more ZvZ question and then we're going to ask some PvZ stuff. If you're playing on Shakura's Plateau, or another really long map, when is it safe to push with your Hydras and your Roaches against an opponent who's going Muta?
I guess once you have enough Hydralisk and stack defense in order to defend the Mutalisk, it's very tough at that point. Generally, I mix in Infestors as well, so you don't need as many Hydralisks as you normally would. But I guess typically I'll have my Roach Force wait for about 20 Hydralisks and then move out. just because 20 Hydralisks take down quite a few bit of muta.
All right. Here's a question. Given Nazgul's performance at MLG, the Blink Stalker timing attack has become kind of popular on ladder. What do you recommend to defend against it?
Well, if you watch my game against Noni at MLG on Blistering Sands, he did that exact same Blink Stalker timing attack. The way you have to deal with a 4-gate Blink Stalker timing attack is just Zergling into Hydra. So you do your standard opening, throw down a Roach Warren, and once you realize that they're on one base and not expanding, I just cancel, wait for Lair to finish, go ahead, throw down a Hydralisk Den, just because Hydralisks tend to be safe against just about every single one base opening that Protoss can throw at you. Throw down my 3 or 4 spine crawlers at my natural, get a good amount of Zerglings just to delay until I can mass up enough Hydralisks to kind of deal with the Blink Stalker harass, and then push out eventually once I've held off the attack.
Okay. Going back to ZvZ, after opening Roach, do you opt for Hydras or Infestor as your anti-air against Mutalisks?
A mixture of both. It really depends on how many Mutalisks it is. If I can get away with it, like if they're only making 5 or 6 Mutalisks, I'd prefer to just go Infestor, Fungal Growth, and then use Infested Terrans and Queens to kind of pick off the Mutalisks. But eventually, if they're really good at spreading the Mutalisks, controlling them, and preventing, too many Fungal Growths from really dealing a whole lot of damage, you need to start mixing in Hydralisks as well.
Okay. Just a couple more questions, and I'll let you get out of here. I know we're kind of coming up on the end of our time. Against a 2-basing Protoss who's doing this ever increasingly popular 6-gate push, what is your response?
The 6-gate push really has to be defended with Roach Burrow. Whenever you see they're expanding, I like to open Roach, just Roach expand, and then, because they're going to have a 6-gate, they will have a unit advantage on you, but due to Burrow and the fact that they won't be able, they won't have a robotics facility with the 6-gate, you can just engage their army, wait for them to force field your units, Burrow, heal up, unburrow, keep engaging, and keep reinforcing, and you'll eventually wear down the Protoss' army and then be able to push into their natural.
Okay. Here's one from me. I'm a pretty avid Mutalinger in ZVP. That doesn't seem to be your style. Why is that?
It was for a while. I only went Zergling Muta for a long time, but recently Stalkers with Blink, just the 6-gate opening in general is very hard to hold off with just Mutaling early on. So I kind of quit doing it because you have to have those Roaches in order to hold those kind of all-in timing attacks on your expansion. And Roaches just hold it much easier, and it's much more of a smooth transition. But I still mix in Mutaling, on maps like Lost Temple, I guess.
Okay. What about, how do you transition out of that Roach, just out of curiosity?
There's 2 ways to go. If they go... Well, typically what you'll do from Roach is they'll start adding a Robo for Obs to deal with the Burrow, and then start cranking out Immortals. Mm-hmm. And so, generally you'd scout Robo and you'd think, oh, well, he's going to go Colossus, I need to go Spire. But in this case, actually with the 6-gate versus Roach opening, you need to go Hydralisks, just to kind of, deal with both those gateway units and those Immortals. And then some people are starting to open like Colossus, just anticipation of that. Mm-hmm. And you need to scout for the Robo support bay and then go Roach into Spire, and then Roach Muta is actually quite a good combination as well. So
do you need a third base to do that?
Oh yeah, definitely. You're going to need 6 gases at least.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to shut up the guys asking questions, and I'm going to thank you very much for your time. I would love to do this again sometime, so I'll talk to you, I guess, when we're off stream and see about setting up another session. Really, really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
All right, man. I'm glad I could help.
All right, so thanks so much. Say goodbye to everybody. Guys, this is Machine. You can find him on TL. You can find him at ghostfoodcoaching.com. I would absolutely recommend that you all go look him up and buy some lessons because he's the man.
Thanks again, everybody.
See you, man.
See ya.